The prison of pleasure. Pleasure, it's something we all crave, something we chase, something that seems to promise happiness. We pursue it through entertainment, food, technology, travel, relationships, the list goes on. But what if this pursuit of pleasure isn't the key to fulfillment? What if the very thing we seek is the thing that's trapping us? In fact, what if the endless chase for pleasure itself is a modern form of slavery? This is the grim reality Aldous Huxley painted for us in his novel Brave New World, written in 1932. Huxley didn't predict a future of brutal oppression. He predicted a future of passive, quiet slavery, where people would no longer be forced into submission, but would voluntarily surrender their agency, desires, and even their souls to a society dominated by consumption and mindless pleasure. But how did we get here? Why does our constant pursuit of instant gratification feel so natural? Could it be that Huxley's cautionary tale is closer to our reality than we think? Aldous Huxley's dystopian vision. In Brave New World, Huxley imagines a world that, on the surface, seems idyllic. There's no war, no disease, no hunger. The population is docile and content, and everything seems to be perfect. But Huxley's dystopia is not one of violence or authoritarian regimes. It's a world built on absolute stability, where all people are engineered to fit into a specific role. Citizens are divided into castes, genetically predetermined for particular jobs, from the lowest to the highest. These people are conditioned to find contentment within their roles, stripped of any individualistic desires or aspirations. And this contentment comes at a cost. Their pleasure is no longer their own choice, but a manufactured, controlled commodity. The most disturbing part of Huxley's vision is not just the engineered society. It's how people are pacified through the use of a drug called soma. Soma provides instant relief from discomfort, emotional pain, and any existential questioning. It's the ultimate escape from reality. In Brave New World, people don't ask big questions about life or their role in society because they don't need to. Soma ensures that even in their darkest moments, they remain passive, sedated, and compliant. The mechanics of pleasure in Brave New World. In Huxley's world, pleasure is meticulously engineered. Society itself is designed to cater to people's desires in a way that ensures their compliance. People are conditioned from birth to pursue pleasure in the form of consumption, constant entertainment, and even relationships that lack real emotional depth. Pleasure here isn't a natural outcome of living. It's a calculated and controlled experience. The people in Brave New World don't form real relationships. They engage in prearranged, short-term sexual encounters known as feelies. It's a society that has commodified intimacy, where love is reduced to a fleeting sensation. These shallow pleasures prevent the people from questioning their existence or considering any deeper meaning in life. Just like today's culture of consumerism and hyper-commodification, Huxley shows us that when pleasure becomes the only pursuit, it loses its transformative power. It becomes a tool of control, ensuring that people remain passive and incapable of questioning their purpose. The allure of instant gratification. In the modern world, instant gratification has become the new norm. From online shopping that delivers items in hours to the infinite scroll of social media, everything we could want is at our fingertips. We're conditioned to seek immediate pleasure, to never wait, to never experience discomfort. It's an age of indulgence, an age where we've built a world that provides us with constant rewards for our attention and engagement. Think about it. How often do you feel a pull to check your phone the moment you feel bored or restless? How many of us spend hours binge-watching TV shows that offer temporary distractions but leave us empty afterward? Like Huxley's Soma, these modern pleasures are a quick fix to distract us from the deeper existential questions. Who am I? What is my purpose? What matters? Studies have shown that the constant pursuit of quick rewards, like likes on social media or new apps, activates the same areas in our brain as addictive substances. We've become a society hooked on convenience, on the instant, and we're paying a steep price for it. Escaping reality, the new Soma. In today's world, we've found new forms of Soma. The use of digital distractions has skyrocketed. People spend hours immersed in virtual worlds, whether it's through social media, video games, or even virtual reality. These digital worlds offer an easy escape from the discomfort of reality. Yet just like Soma, they are short-lived fixes. The more we escape, the further we distance ourselves from true engagement with the world around us. Technology has become a powerful tool for numbing emotional pain, loneliness, and existential crisis. We replace face-to-face interactions with virtual interactions, trading real human connections for digital simulations. The result? We live in a world where people feel more isolated than ever, even while being connected 24/7. But while these distractions can feel comforting in the moment, they ultimately lead to emotional and psychological depletion. We start to lose touch with what's real, and our souls grow more starved for genuine experiences and relationships. Pleasure versus purpose. Pleasure is often confused with happiness, but in truth, pleasure and purpose are two very different things. While pleasure is about immediate satisfaction, purpose comes from long-term fulfillment, the pursuit of something meaningful. Huxley understood that without purpose, human beings are hollow, driven only by the next indulgence, incapable of experiencing true joy or contentment. Real happiness comes when we engage with the world in a meaningful way, when we struggle to grow, when we give our time and energy to causes greater than ourselves, when we cultivate deep relationships, pursue meaningful work, or engage in acts of kindness. We start to feel fulfilled in ways that go far beyond the shallow satisfactions of instant gratification. And yet, in the modern world, we're more obsessed with the pursuit of pleasure than ever. Social media encourages us to compare our lives with others and feel inadequate unless we constantly seek out more experiences and possessions. But no matter how much we consume, the emptiness remains. The only way to fill that emptiness is through purpose, the pursuit of a deeper, more lasting meaning in life. The illusion of freedom. In Brave New World, the citizens believe they're free. They live in a world without war, social unrest, and hunger. But in reality, they're slaves to their desires, manipulated into believing that their indulgences are the ultimate form of freedom. This is the greatest irony of Huxley's world. People think they're free to enjoy pleasure, but they are enslaved by it. Today, we have the same illusion of freedom. We're told that by buying a new phone, a new car, or a new outfit, we're free to express ourselves, free to live the life we want. But are we free when our choices are dictated by consumerism, by constant advertising, and by social trends? Are we free when the algorithms of the platforms we use know more about our desires than we do ourselves? We have been sold the idea that freedom is about consumption, about doing what we want when we want. But real freedom, the kind that allows us to be true to ourselves, to make our own choices, and to live with integrity, comes when we stop chasing pleasure and start pursuing something far more meaningful: social conditioning and media manipulation. Modern society doesn't just offer distractions, it actively conditions us to crave those distractions. Through advertising, media, and social media algorithms, we are constantly told what to desire, how to act, and what we should be. Influencers, TV shows, and advertising companies manipulate our perceptions of happiness, success, and fulfillment. We are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that the next product or experience will make us happy. Just like the conditioning in Brave New World, this is a deliberate effort to control us, not with chains, but with our desires. When the things we're taught to want are products, images, and experiences that can be consumed, we are left with little space to ask bigger questions about the world or our place in it. The cost of distraction. In Huxley's world, distractions serve as a means of control, keeping people from ever questioning their reality. Today, distractions take many forms: phones, social media, television, video games, and they all serve the same purpose: to prevent us from facing uncomfortable truths about our lives. These distractions prevent us from connecting meaningfully with one another, and even more critically, from engaging in our own lives with intention. Think about the last time you were truly present, when you weren't multitasking, checking your phone, or scrolling through social media. How often do we let our moments slip by without truly being aware of them? Our obsession with instant gratification, whether it's in the form of a text message response or the endless stream of content, is robbing us of the chance to truly experience life. Research increasingly shows that these distractions, while seemingly harmless, can have deep psychological impacts. We struggle to focus, to form meaningful connections, and to achieve any sense of purpose in a world where we are constantly chasing the next notification or the next hit of dopamine. Just like the people in Brave New World, we live in a world where people are plugged into distractions instead of the world around them. The cost is not just personal, it's societal. The more distracted we are, the less we can engage in meaningful conversations, build strong communities, and face the hard work of self-improvement.
Breaking free, the search for meaning. So if pleasure, distraction, and instant gratification lead us down a dangerous path, how do we break free? How do we avoid the pitfall of modern slavery to pleasure and instead find something deeper, something real? One of the first steps toward breaking free is self-awareness. Recognizing the role that pleasure plays in our lives and how it influences our behavior is the first step in reclaiming our freedom. This isn't about eliminating pleasure. It's about understanding that it is not the end-all be-all of our existence. Pleasure in moderation can be a beautiful thing, but when it becomes our only focus, it suffocates our ability to grow, develop a sense of purpose, and experience real joy. In Huxley's later life, he sought an escape from the superficial pleasures he saw as dominating society. He turned to spiritual practices and explored the use of psychedelics in search of deeper understanding and transcendence. He recognized that true freedom lay not in indulging in the distractions of the world, but in engaging with something more meaningful, expanding the mind, seeking wisdom, and embracing suffering as a necessary part of growth. Breaking free requires us to choose discomfort over comfort. It requires us to confront our existential questions, not run away from them. It asks us to face our fears, our anxieties, and our doubts, and through them find purpose. By stepping away from the distractions and pressures of modern life, we can reconnect with the world more profoundly, cultivate mindfulness, and begin to live intentionally. A call to awareness. We stand at a pivotal moment. The pressures of modern life continue to escalate, and we must ask ourselves, will we continue down the path of distraction, addiction, and mindless pleasure-seeking, or will we choose to live more consciously? We have the opportunity to change, to reclaim our agency, and to define our happiness. This is not a call to reject pleasure. It is a call to reframe it, to recognize its role, but not let it dictate our lives. True freedom, true fulfillment comes when we stop living for the next fix, the next distraction, and start living for something more meaningful, something deeper. We must awaken from the numbing grip of mindless consumption. We need to realize that while the world may offer us endless distractions, true fulfillment is not found in pleasure alone. It's found in purpose. Purpose in our relationships, in our work, and our contributions to the world. The first step is awareness. Understanding that our lives are being shaped by forces beyond our control. The forces of consumerism, the forces of technology, the forces of social media, and recognizing that we have the power to choose a different path. Conclusion. Embracing a new path. As we reflect on Huxley's warnings and the lessons we've learned from our own experiences, the path ahead becomes clear. If we are to break free from the modern slavery of pleasure, we must redefine what it means to live a fulfilling life. It's not about rejecting all pleasure. It's about understanding its place, its limits, and its impact on our well-being. We must learn to balance pleasure with purpose. We must reclaim our attention, our time, and our energy from the systems that are designed to distract and control us. It's time to step away from the constant chase for the next quick fix and start living with intention. This means embracing discomfort when necessary, challenging ourselves to grow, and finding joy in the everyday moments of life. It means seeking out deeper connections with others, with nature, and with ourselves. It means developing the capacity to live in the present, not in the future satisfaction promised by consumer culture. The road ahead is not easy, but it is worth it. True freedom is not found in the things we consume, but in the way we live. Let's break free from the chains of pleasure, from the distractions that keep us from fully experiencing life, and step into a world where purpose, connection, and meaning reign. Will we choose the path of least resistance, or will we embrace the challenging but fulfilling journey of true human freedom? The choice, as always, is ours. Appeal. If you found this video thought-provoking, and you want more deep dives into the world around us, topics that make us question the things we often take for granted, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring more content like this your way and gives you a front row seat to new explorations in philosophy, society, and personal growth. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you're always the first to know when we release a new video. And if you've got thoughts, ideas, or want to continue the conversation, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your perspective and how you're thinking about the topics we've discussed today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.